Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of FSI's PGA DFS picks. I am your host TK Nation 47, bringing to you the Showdown Round 4 for the Wells Fargo Championship. Keith Mitchell, Rory McIlroy certainly put on a show for the third round, and Viktor Hovland made things interesting for my outright bet, but I unfortunately think he's a little too far back unless Mitchell absolutely blows up tomorrow and Rory doesn't have a good Sunday. So I'm holding all hope, crossing my fingers, but I'm certainly thinking that bet is dead. Maybe there's a cash out option if he gets it close. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. But for right now, we're talking DraftKings for Showdown Round 4. I actually really like these builds. I think that you can mix and match some of these 9K, 8K golfers. There's a little bit more in play here at 10K than there was yesterday. With the high plus two cut, some guys kind of advance themselves into the field a little bit better, and we know finishing position matters, so we're going to need guys to come away with a good finishing position, and the value plays are a little bit more pinpointed when you get down here to the 7K, 6K range. But let's get into it. 10K, you have JT at 10.6. 4 strokes on the approach, 70 to green. Those are really good ball striking numbers, but the putter absolutely disappeared yesterday. It was there for the first 2 rounds and went nosedive. So fading JT based on that momentum alone. Certainly a golfer that you can play in any GPP format, but the minus 3.5 strokes putting is enough for me to bounce. So I'm out on JT. I do like my guy Viktor Hovland. Shoot 65, please. I mean, make it to a playoff. Try and do something. 10-4. I think he's going to go for it, and that's going to equate to a lot of good DraftKings points, a lot of birdies. He was bogey free through 12 with 4 birdies. He just had 3 bogeys down in the stretch, so he kind of like killed his momentum. But if he comes out and he does something bogey free, 65, we're talking for a good DraftKings finish position. Bryson at 10-2. This guy went home after round 2 thinking he missed the cut, flew back, and he is not there with his approach. It just doesn't look like it just looks like he's playing around a golf, but his 6.5 strokes putting has ultimately saved him, made him score on these par 5s. A couple of the drivable par 4s have been really easy birdies for Bryson. But minus 7.5 strokes on the approach is enough for me to fade, so I'm going to continue to do so. I like Xander more at 10K, 3.4 on the approach, 4.6 tee to green. One of the better finishers on tour, one of the highest strokes gained total on tour. I think his finish is going to speak for itself. I think Xander is going to be inside the top 15 when it's all said and done. But the ultimate play of the slate is Rory McIlroy at 9.8 in this 9K range, 3.1 on the approach, 10.6 total, leading the field. So here's your guy, Rory McIlroy, probable winner in my opinion. Going to be his first win in almost 2 years. So Rory definitely using his club membership at the Wells Fargo Championship to his advantage, trying to go for a win that hasn't been there for some time. We've seen that with Spieth, other golfers, Stewart Cink, guys that have been held out of the winner's circle for a long period of time. Hideki, when he won the Masters, it was a long time since he won. So Rory might be the name added to the list. Abraham Answer, another solid source of DraftKings points, a lot of birdies. I think, he's going to finish relatively decent. 9.5 is pretty expensive, but if you need to save from the 10K range and you want to play a more balanced approach, I think Answer would be a solid play at 9,500. I don't mind Patrick Reed as a sleeper tomorrow. 5.9 on the putting, only 1.6 tee to green, but this is a typical Patrick Reed performance. He does results in various ways. I can go to bed knowing that consistency is how he plays the game of golf. So I like him as a sleeper. If you want to just use that price savings from Victor and Xander, I don't mind Patrick Reed. Gary Woodland at 8,800. It's really cool to see him get back after a long surgery process for a torn labrum in his hip. 5 strokes on the approach, 6.3 tee to green. I really want Gary Woodland to finish relatively well. It's been a long time coming. He's gaining momentum. He's had some relatively decent finishes, just always plagued by one bad round, and I hope it's not tomorrow. I'd like to see him inside the top 5 come tournament end. Who knows? Maybe he steals the show and he pulls off some of that U.S. Open magic and he starts hitting 50-foot bombs. So I like the play. Bubba Watson at 8,600. I've been playing him. If you've been listening along for the past 2 days, then you know Bubba Watson has been a strong play in my opinion. 4.5 off the tee, 5.2 tee to green. Really gaining momentum. I like Bubba Watson heading into the next couple of tournaments. So Bubba 86 is a good play as well. He's going to have decent finishing position if he continues to score a low number. Cam Davis at 7,900 is a little expensive for my taste. I think you can get better on a 6K play, but I certainly don't mind it with 6.3 on the approach, 6.3 ball striking. Some of the best numbers in the field. Cam Davis, can he putt? Can he play around the green tomorrow? Is he going to do well in probably a spotlight? If he gets some low numbers, the cameras are going to turn on. Is that keep up? We'll see. Keith Mitchell, man of the hour, 10.4 ball striking. That leads the field, 9.1 tee to green. Sitting in first, 9 under, 2 strokes ahead of Rory. I don't know. I think he's bait. I think that's a bait number. You're gonna feel so good about him in your lineup at 7K, but ultimately a 3 over or 4 over round is not going to be an optimal DraftKings strategy. But I could be completely wrong. But it's been a while since Keith Mitchell's won. It's been a while since I've even seen him inside the top 5. So certainly a guy. I don't see the consistency there for him to, finish well. But the ball striking numbers are all checking out. So you could completely ignore my gut feeling and just play him based on the numbers alone. He's getting a 2-stroke advantage. So I don't see the birdies coming from Mitchell. I think he plays scared tomorrow, and I think that's going to lead to some bogeys, and I think he's going to get eaten alive. So that's my thought. Luke List, a guy I do like down here in the 7K range, 2.7 on the approach. I've been playing him every week, or every round, 10.3 tee to green, 7.6 ball striking. Luke List headed for a top 10. I'm going to continue to play him. That's going to be my play over Mitchell. Kyle Stanley, too, also 7.8 ball striking, 8.8 tee to green. Just is the putter going to be there? Is he going to make enough 5-foot putts? That's always Kyle Stanley's issue. But low 7K, I think you can certainly go with that. And he's got the place differential, or the points in the place and the place in his leaderboard that I do like Kyle Stanley. Next up, we have the 6K range. A couple guys I like: Duffner, Winrooski, Hagee, and Kodahara. Duffner is ball striking is awesome, but he's minus 1.2 strokes putting. That's kind of the Duffner MO, and he's certainly not a guy that kind of lights it up on Sundays. So my favorite guy in this 6K range is going to be Richie Winrooski. I think he goes low, 2.3 on the approach, 4.5 tee to green. He had some really good momentum. I was following his round as he was close on the leaderboard proximity to Victor. I think he's going to be a fairly good play. Hagee's kind of a wild card here. He's only at 1 under, so he's going to need a decent low round to get some points on that leaderboard, but I certainly don't mind it at 6,600. Kodahara at 65, 7.4 putting and 3.1 on the approach. I think that is a chalk 6K play. I'm certainly going to have some Kodahara in my lineup when I want to fit someone like Victor and Xander in the same Showdown lineup. Okay, that'll do it for the Showdown Round 4 DraftKings plays from me, TKNation47 on Twitter. You can follow our Twitter handle at FSI_DFS. You could find a Discord link in the bio, and you can sign up for core lineups and player pool and any advice for building lineups. I'm willing to coach you guys through Showdown builds. We do main events. We do main lineups and all those things So really good stuff. Find that link in the Twitter handle bio and comment below. And good luck tomorrow in your contest. And we will see you next week for the Byron Nelson Championship. All right. See you.